You're listening to the Tony Conley Morning Show on more compelling talk radio, 1320 WILS, 1320WILS.com. A public service announcement used to run at the top of the evening news. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Well, it's 2014, and with smartphone technology, it's possible to track your children all the time. Let's learn a little bit more about this from Lori Vann, who's a licensed professional counselor and parenting expert for 1320 WILS and Fox News Radio. Lori, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Thank you for being with us. Tell us a little bit about the smartphone technology and how we can track our children.
Well, there's several different apps out there. The one that got my attention is, well, I don't want to mention one without mentioning others, but there's one out there that you can even find out the text that your child is sending. You can find out all their social media content, their posts, plus the GPS of where exactly they are. So basically, anything they're doing on the phone, you have the potential to know about. And it's an app that the parent can load on their technology, and they get updates as to what the child is doing.
And what do you think about that?
Well, I think it depends on the intent of the parent. You know, what is their motivation with getting this information? Is it going to be basically parent playing a big brother role, and they have to know everything and monitor everything? Or is this really being proactive and used in moderation? And I think with anything, it's about moderation of, yes, parents need to be aware of what their child is doing online or with their phone, but I don't think they need to know every single little thing, because that's where a child learns from their mistakes. If they accidentally, post a comment and then they get negative feedback from it, they learn from that. Versus the parent, if they're monitoring everything and not allowing for those consequences, the kid doesn't learn. And at some point, they're going to be in that big, cold world, and they're going to make some mistakes, and then what?
You know, Lori, we're trying in my house to do the right thing when it comes to this. My wife and I receive all of our kids' daily grades through this technology called Power School. And we don't talk to our kids about all the information we get, but when a test is upcoming or they didn't do so well in a project, we know about it. And if they forget or neglect to tell us, we can follow up with that. Same thing with emails that we get. We could care less what our 13-year-old is talking about for the most part, but every once in a while there's something in there that we're not happy about. So I hope we're by monitoring and not bringing up every little thing, we're doing the right thing.
Yes, and it's not bringing up every little situation, because the kid doesn't want to feel like they're in a jail-type environment. I think one of the key things is that before technology even enters the picture, before the child even gets the tablet or the phone, is a technology contract should be established between the parent and the child. And things in that contract should include, these are our expectations for how you will use technology. And if you have social media accounts, we are going to be friends, or whatever term goes with that site. We're going to be friends with you on it. Not that we're going to post anything, but just so we can occasionally, see what's going on. And if we discover you have secret accounts, then these are the consequences that go with it. Or if we discover you're misusing your technology in other ways, breaking the other rules and guidelines, these are the consequences. And usually that's going to be the removal of the technology, a grounding from it.
Now, Lori, is a verbal agreement enough, or do you suggest getting it in writing?
In writing, absolutely, because people they sometimes have some short-term memory issues, and especially when things get emotional, then people throw in, well, yes, I told you this, and they're like, no, you didn't. So having it in writing, one, I think it's just preparing them for the real world. Life is about contracts, and so having it written out where both parties sign it, then there's no debate. And it saves some arguments, because then the parent can go, see this, you signed it, we agreed upon this, and this is the consequence. There's no further discussion.
Lori Vann is a licensed professional counselor and parenting expert for 1320 WILS as well as Fox News Radio. Lori, we appreciate your time so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening to the Tony Conley Morning Show on more compelling talk radio, 1320 WILS and 1320WILS.com.